The players that have been disappointments like Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler, Kwame Brown are low energy guys.
I also think that it's so difficult to tell from this short time you get a chance to see them. What I would look for is those fundamentals. You talked about Dwight Howard, the ability to shoot with both hands around the basket, the ability to pass the basketball, because as a rookie in the NBA, you're going to do a lot more passing and defending than you are shooting the rock.
When you talk about Carmelo, he had 41 last night. He's the kind of guy that he wakes up every morning and can't wait for a challenge. I think that's what they're talking about when they say high energy.
Yeah, but I would say a lot of these guys are overvalued right now because of the Carmelos and LeBrons and those type of successes. Whereas we forget about some of these guys, and it's taken them 3-4 years, Jermaine O'Neal, to even be successful in the NBA.
The 5 McDonald's All-Americans from last year's game that left early, LeBron is the only one that's doing anything at all.
Glenn Davis with the basket, now 9 points for him. Crawford trying to hang and had his shot blocked. Here's a Malik Hairston who met Magic Johnson on his recruiting trip to UCLA, and Magic tried to get him to go to Michigan State.
That's your all-time backfire.
Morris blocked that shot.
Did you see that defense there, Doug?
It was a mistake.
Rondo inside for a deuce. Rajon Rondo is committed to play for Tubby Smith at Kentucky. 6 points now for Rondo.
Neat story. Rajon left Kentucky, and at the time he was only being recruited by low Division I schools. Became the point guard on the best team in America, and his stock has absolutely skyrocketed.
And that's what prep schools are able to do for kids, is they go and they play around, being surrounded by great talented players, and they have to perform on a night-by-night basis.
Well, Thursday night, a week of madness presented by Harley-Davidson continues with the NIT title game pitting Michigan against Rutgers at 7 Eastern on ESPN, followed by the College Slam Dunk and three-point contest at 9 Eastern on ESPN. All part of the week of madness presented by Harley-Davidson on ESPN.
Jawan McClellan is going to Arizona. Had a neat story working out with his dad this summer. They would wake up at 6 a.m., hit the weights. He added 10 pounds of muscle. And then his father, George, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday after work, they would do sprints, shooting, and free throws. One of the most prolific scorers in the state of Texas.
Well, McClellan's going to have some other athletes around him in Arizona. The Wildcats had a very disappointing season this year. Young squad, but they need more guys that are going to buy in, play defense, play team basketball. And the scouting report on him is not only is he talented, but he likes to play defense. He likes to share the rock.
Arizona just 6-6 in its last 12 games, but does return top 3 scorers, including Mustafa Shakur and Hassan Adams, former McDonald's All-Americans. That's if Adams doesn't go pro. Sebastian Telfair back into the game. 9 assists so far for Telfair. Good play defensively by Farmar. And Nelson is fouled. DeMarcus Nelson, who's signed with Duke.
What are your thoughts, Tim, on Telfair so far?
Well, Sebastian is sort of an enigma player. He's very talented. He has a huge reputation. I think it's a lock that he's going to the NBA. But you're right. You mentioned earlier that people question a couple things. Can he make a jump shot? He is really great with his handle, and shared a story with me that really kind of illustrates the problems. When he was 8 years old, he would go to the local playground that they call the Garden, and he'd watch his cousin, a 17-year-old kid, ready to be a McDonald's All-American named Stephon Marbury. Now, this punk little kid would always stand on the sideline and wouldn't get to play with the older kids. He was only 8 years old, so he would dribble the basketball. He said that at midnight they would turn the lights off and tell everybody to go home. That's the only time that he would